Hello everyone, and welcome to the Indian Grand Prix. So we're then joined to the end of this season then with Apex Online Racing, as you drew me out once again and just letting a car through there, so no panics, I've not just been overtaken already. So Apex Online Racing, of course, League Racing, like I said, joined to the end of the season now. Managed to pull ahead of Ownage in the championship after we disconnected there, as letting the car through there. Very close to me, I don't know if we did that on purpose, but that was pretty close. And yeah, as usual, join me on my out lap for my qualifying lap. And you can see I've already set a 1 minute 23.633. So not a bad time, but my best in practice is a 0.2. It wasn't the cleanest of laps, but that was at the beginning of the week. But I've not practiced since because of all the corner cutting and things that's going on. I just not really felt like practicing, and I'll run for that in a minute. So DRS is wide open then, and I've used all of our curves for onto line. And we're trying to keep within track limits on this lap, which is a lot easier said than done. And we're breaking very right down to first gear, get it all turned in. Just about managed to keep one wheel within the white line there, but very, very close indeed. But you have to be on the edge to be quick, of course. We're breaking now very late right down to first gear. Trying to get all turned in. Just ran wide there, though, and just definitely compromised my exit heavily. And lost probably even a couple of tenths, to be honest with you, because there's such a long back straight. And yeah, a bit disappointing there. You want to get that turned in, get the throttle very early, which is not what I've done at all there. But we'll see if I'm up. I haven't mentioned I'm only in 6th place as well. Pole's only a 0.1, so I'm half a second off that, but pretty close qualifying, and I'm a couple of tenths off the next guy. I think the next 3 guys have got a 0.3, so if I can manage to sneak a 0.2, I think I'll be in 2nd place. But I'm only 5 thousandths off my previous then, so not a lot. Let's see if I can do something about that in the middle sector. Get also down once again, try and keep it in the white lines, which is easier said than done through those corners. Once again here, a little bit of a cut there, must be said, but managed to ease off there and avoid the cut on the exit, or the extend on the exit rather. And once again then up through the gears here. This is also a very hard corner to keep on track, just about managed to do that. But because it's such high speed, that one is very hard. And once again, another little cut there, but as long as I don't extend this one, I should be okay. Yep. So 2 very small cuts in this lap so far. Not been great, but I'm over a 10th up then. So looking pretty good, but not going to be quite for pole. Just managed to avoid extending there. Up for the gears once again, braking then for the final corner of this lap. Can we improve our time? Looking like a pretty good final sector. Pretty sweet exit there. DRS is wide open then for the run to line. It should be improvement. How much can I improve it by? It's a 1 minute 23.548 then. So didn't actually manage to improve my position, unfortunately. Took about just under a tenth, I think it was, off my time. And this is why at bottom time I did a 40.639. And Furkan, look at his middle time, he did a 40.3 in the first sector. So 3 tenths of a second I was losing the first sector, and that was pretty much all because of that corner before the very long back straight. That's just showing where I lost it all. 3-1 wings then, 51.49 high large brakes to try and avoid locking, 111 balance, 1-1-1-1 suspension. Pretty much full right gears barring the last couple of gears, and full left camber, full right toe as normal. And come back to the setup then. This is a very high tyre wear track, and fortunately I did do a bit of a race earlier in the week, but I've not done any since. I've not done any running, I don't think, on prime tyres, so I don't really know where they're at, so I'll have to figure it out according to what the game says. So the game reckons I can do, is that 11 laps? So I can't do 12. Yeah, 11 laps. The game reckons I can do just 11 laps on the prime tyres, and 4 I know it is on the options, but that's always way the game likes to think you can go a lot longer with tyres than you actually can. So 4 laps on options there. Looks like I'm looking at 11 laps on the 8 laps on the primes, but it's a 30 lap race, so I'll have to do 10 laps on the last set of primes. So I'm looking at possibly pitting on lap 5 for options, but they'll be very worn on the 5th lap. And just trying to decide here what I'm doing. While I'm doing that, you can just watch what's going on in the background there. I will mention that I'll be talking a lot about track limits in this race, because this is the first race that I actually drove. I mentioned before about there's been a bit of a complaint about my use of track limits, and a few of you mentioned it in the comments as well. This was the first race that I've actually driven that I'm going to change my style effectively. The other races were already recorded and finished, and also it's India, so it's just a ridiculous track for extending. So it's a bit of a trial by fire here with one of the most harsh tracks on extending. But we'll see how we get on then. So we're on the grid now then. You can see I've been given control. Going straight to lean then. So P6, a little way back on the grid than I usually am, but hopefully we'll be able to make a few positions to open lap then. So going to go straight to Rich then. Lights are on now, and they're out then straight away. So trying to get a good start. Doing a pretty good job. Minnow as wheel spin there, up to 2nd already, and already up to 3rd as well. Bit of wheel spin in 2nd there. Using a bit of curves now to look on the outside of Gaston there. Rail braking, but can I just squeeze one of the first steps? But no, I've just been hit wide there and still being hit. And I can tell you that I think there was 1, maybe even 2 cars at the inside of Gaston, so he just basically didn't have a choice but to push wide, so he did let me carry on there in the lead. But there's been a lot of tussling but ahead, and that was Ownage there. Ownage managed to, well, he was down in 4th for a brief second there, but actually he's managed to get back up to, well, at the moment, what's 3rd? Looks like he's having to go at 2nd as well, so he's a long way back there after a couple of corners after qualifying 2nd position. So not a great start for him, but looks like he's already back up to 2nd then, unless this other guy can cut back up inside him. He's have a look at the Caterham, but doesn't look like that's going to work. No. So Settling into the race now already. We're in P5, already going back to standard fuels. Jack first has a little look at the catering there, slowing themselves down beautifully, and I'm nice and close to them now after I was 6/10 back in the last count. So once again, watching these track limits, just about managed to stay on the line. They're swerving around there in Jack First's dirty air, just trying to put them off more than anything. Didn't work at all. I've just heavily compromised my line through all of here, and it's going to push me very wide there in the dirty air. Just a terrible corner there, really. And getting it turned in. You can cut there, you can cut here, you can extend here. There's so many places you can cut and extend. You can't really cut this corner, but you can definitely extend this corner. I've managed to avoid this lap, but you can extend it by quite a considerable amount there and get away with it. And this corner you can't cut, you can extend, but it's not really beneficial. And I'm nice and close behind Jack First now, then all up in his slipstream down this start-finish straight. We'll see if I can get him then. Don't think I'll be able to get him to the first corner. Looks like he's managed to pull away from me there. Must have quite low wings, I think. Going right down to first now, then getting all turned in, getting the power nice and early, much earlier than Jack First managed to do. I'm going to have a little look up his inside now, but it's a long way around, so it's not going to work. I'm going to have now another look up the inside, outbrake him here. Just halfway alongside him now, I'm all the way alongside him, and now I am well alongside him. Am I passed? I am indeed. Managed to get a better exit there and managed to get past. It was a pretty opportunistic move there. I sort of saw that I had a little look at the inside, but decided against it, and then thought actually if he's going to leave it open, I'll have a crack. So I'll have a crack there. Now right up in the slipstream of Firkin then ahead. Managed to outbrake myself there though, very, very deep, and hopefully Jack First can't get past me. Can't. Oh, big curb, almost spun me there, but I got away with that, and luckily I had some curves there, otherwise I think Jack First probably would have got past me there. So that's sending me to get up to P4 though, only just a couple of positions ahead in P2. So considering how far, well, relatively speaking, how far down I qualified in P6, already being up to P4 on lap 2, I'm happy with that. And Firkin runs very wide there, but I can tell you that lag heavily contributes to where the car is on the track. Quite often Firkin looks like he's hugely extending the track, there being one of them, but on his video he only extends by a little bit when he does, and it wasn't as often as he does here. So I'll cut the corner a little bit there and extend it a little bit, so he needs to be careful of that. I did take a couple of stabs at the turn in, but just ended up turning too early, but of course still just trying to settle into this race, so it's not a huge deal. And for me, like I said, with the sort of, not investigation that's going on, but with a couple of people mentioning my track limits, I've decided to consciously make sure that I'm trying to stay within the track limits, so it's not just a case of, you know, actually being inside them, it's just a case of actually looking like I'm trying to be inside them, not just not caring at all. So you'll see many times in this race I'll back out of it, or I'll you know, just basically turn a little bit extra just so I can make sure I'm inside the white lines, which I wouldn't have done previously. So I've definitely made a big change in my driving style, and hopefully all of you noticed it, not just the people that complain, but all of you viewing now. So straight into DRS territory then, but not quite slipstream, so it's not going to be best straight, but Jack First a little way back to me. So that's good on lap 3 then. I can tell you, I think we go all the way up to something like lap 7 or 8. Completely unedited in this race. That's how effectively action-packed the first 3 laps are, sorry. So hopefully it'll be a good race. And I was quite looking forward to commentating this one after I've edited it. I was quite looking forward to commentating it, which is always a good sign. So yeah, we'll see how we go on. And once again, they're just about managed to keep it inside the track limits. This is a very tricky corner to keep it inside the track limits. There you go, another cut there. Quite a big cut, actually. Just because it's such a high-speed corner, and you've got to do a direction change. If you turn in either, you know, a tenth of a second too early or a tenth of a second too late, you're going to either cut or extend. And this corner is bad, but not quite so bad because it's not a direction change, so you can adjust your cornering angle quite easily, and also your speed. So I'm half a second up on previous though, and I'm on for a purple lap, fastest of anyone. And just about, I think I managed to sneak DRS on the guy ahead. And looks like Stream was disconnected already there, unfortunately for him. So Firkin's gone quite deep there in the final corner, but I've gone very wide once again all over the curb, getting a bit of oversteer there on the curb, just extend the track a little bit, but not too bad. I definitely gained time from that, and just 0.6 of a second between me and Firkin. Then have of course got DRS, as you just saw, and wasn't a fast lap of the race. Kifler's managed to get that by just a couple of hundredths of a second, so he's right out in the lead, so fair play to him on that one. And of course I think it was Firkin that was on pole, wasn't it? So he's gone down 2 positions, Ownage managed to maintain his position, and Kifler's moved up 2 positions to get the lead of the race, so good luck by him there. But as we use all of our curves then just to try and stay within a slipstream range of the car ahead with DRS as well, try and gain a bit of time, and it's certainly worked. I'm going to be pretty much in the rev limiter. I'm indeed in the rev limiter at the end of the straight, just about. Just trying to get all slowed down at the end of the straight, which I managed to do nicely. And a little bit of overswing exit there once again. So I'm due to pit this lap because I left my pit stop, my strategy on 4 laps, but I think I'm going to squeeze it an extra lap purely because I'm in such a close battle here. And if we all pit at the same time, someone's going to end up getting slowed up, and it'll probably be me. So I'm going to avoid that by I'm going to stay out an extra lap. As I run very wide there in the dirty air. Very easy to do on this track with dirty air. You get so much understeer, particularly in direction changes, and also in this corner here. Do I extend on this corner though? Big lift there. No, I don't, because of that huge lift I did there. So once again, in the previous with my previous attitude, I guess I would have kept my foot in there, so I managed to extend there, but took a couple of stabs at the turn to avoid cutting. So hopefully you can already see my once again just about keeping my wheels inside the white line. Hopefully you can really see my effort to try and keep inside the track limits. As indeed, the 3 cars ahead pit and I don't then. So we'll get DRS as well, and the guy behind me pits Jack first, but the Force India isn't. I think that's Dark Lord off the top of my head. Like I said, trying to avoid getting held up in the pits was my main motivation there. Of course, I need to stretch the tyre wear as well, which will certainly help, even though I'm going to have worn tyres on this outlap and they're going to have fresh tyres. I can only hope that not only do they get held up in the pits of all the cars, or most of the cars pitting on the same lap. Look at that, the vast majority of the field is all pitted. Really about 5 or 6 cars haven't, so over half the field has pitted. So not only can I avoid getting held up hopefully, but also they'll be hopefully battling as well on the outlap and thereafter. The steering drive down beautifully, enabling me to catch up. So hopefully after a few laps of coming out the pits, I won't lose any time, or I won't have lost any positions in time. But we'll see how that plays out then. So we did have Jack first just behind us, and Firkin as well. So we'll see if we can keep them behind us. I imagine we did have a bit of a gap to them, but the undercut I imagine will be quite big on this track. Just no grip in these tyres now. You heard they're really having to be very careful with those corners. Lifting there on both the entry to that corner and on the change the direction there just to help the car turn. And listen to that, just struggling on the throttle once again. Even shifted down there to 3rd gear because these tyres are completely gone now. Just really trying to avoid cutting the corners, and just about managed to avoid cutting that one and again with that one, but extended that one ever so slightly. But these are small margins we're talking. Bear in mind, it's not, you know, it's not like I'm, well, that was a big extend, but it's not like I'm usually extending a lot or cutting a lot even. It's just small margins, but of course these small margins add up, and I do agree with other people saying that I did probably overstep the mark a little bit with terms of the track limits. So like I said, I made a concerted effort to try and combat that as the guy behind me pits then. Looks like I didn't get held up there at all. No, you managed to get past me nice and cleanly, so not held up at all in the pit lane. Hopefully others will have been. Some cars come past now, not sure if these are the leaders. Who's that then? Yep, that's all of them that were ahead of me there. So they've all managed to get through, but not by a big margin. Look, they're very close ahead, really. Only Scasson's very close behind me there. They just managed to hold him behind, but it looks like he might get me down this start-finish straight, to be honest, or down this back straight rather. So taking a defensive line there just to stop him diving up the inside. Trying to get sweet exit now. Doing a reasonably good job, but Gasson's got just as good as one, so I'm going to stop using my curves then. He's more than likely to get the position done. Looks like he's using curves there as well. So I expect to be straight past me. There he is. So I'm going to go straight over into Slipstream then, which helps a lot in this game. Slipstream helps big time, and hopefully better getting back then. So breaking now down into this corner then. Looks like he's gone very deep there. He's gone very deep indeed. Hopefully better get back now, leaving a bit of room on the outside there. Luckily because they've got lots and lots of curves saved. I'm going to go to Rich Fuel, and that should be me back past him. It is indeed. So just 9 thousandths between us then at that last count. So did a pretty good job there of thinking cleverly, racing cleverly, and saving my curves there for the second straight, thinking there's no way I'm going to be able to defend on this straight, so I will try and attack on the next straight, and it worked out beautifully with him going a little bit deep there. As look at that, having to take a few stabs at both the throttle and the turning there, because these tyres have got so much more grip. And again, taking a lot of curb there. These tyres really have got so much more grip than the last set, means they were so worn. The 2.5 seconds it is then on to Firkin ahead as everything's come out in the wash. So I've effectively lost 2 seconds there, haven't I? But it's not too bad. Like I say, hopefully they'll be battling, and hopefully I can get that all that time back. So I won't have lost anything, but I'm of course 1 lap lighter on the fuel strategy, so that'll always be good. So lap 7 then we're going to skip ahead to end of lap 9 then. And looks like I've managed to close right up to Firkin. He's got a little bit deep there. Gonna have a look like I was inside here, get alongside him, but I don't imagine this move is going to work. Got a bit of curves here now though. I'm going to use DRS then. Going to go to Rich as well. Not going to use any curves though now. Looks like he might have used a little bit, has he? I'm not too sure. It's very close. He's also got DRS. I'm going to pretty much let him through here. Not a lot I can do. But he's run a little bit deep there, but he'll get away with that. And so very close indeed to them now. And so I managed to close up, and that's the leader ahead as well. So my strategies worked beautifully for now. As I managed to get a sweet corner there, then going to be on the throttle. And look at this. All up in his slipstream. And I've not even used any curves, and it looks like he's using curves since he's pulling away. And there I can go to Rich. I'm not even sure I did. And DRS is wide open, and I've got all the slipstream then, so I might be able to dive inside. Look at this absolute monster here. He's going to stay to the outside, so I'm going to have dive the inside, then braking very late, right up to first gear. Can I get it slowed down? Not quite, but I think I'll get away with it. Yeah, I should do. And he's not had a great exit, and I've got all my curves to use now down this straight, so no problems whatsoever for that. And I'll certainly take that then. So 1.3 then between me and Kifler head. Looks like Ownage just managed to get past Kifler as well. So hopefully he doesn't manage to pull out there in the lead. That'll be won't be good for me. Ownage starts pulling out. Because of course he's still my championship rival, despite being a few points behind now. He's definitely still my main rival. As it looks like both cars extend, but once again the lag makes it look like they extend when they actually don't, which must be said. I didn't realise while I was racing this. I thought that it was a lot more accurate than this, to be honest with you, the car tracking. But like Kifler extended there, he would have been on the line, but I doubt he would have extended, or if he would have, but not by a lot. And again, their big extension, but I doubt he would have done that much on his screen. So that's important to note really when you're racing, particularly when you're trying to race fairly. If you think, sometimes it's natural to think they're extended, so I'll extend as well. But of course, it's not the right approach. But it is natural to think that when you're battling so tooth and nail with someone. So knowing the lag thing will definitely help both me and hopefully all you guys now. You know that as well. Ownage has gone deep there though. That's compromising him. Kiffer's going to have a look. Comes inside here. That's allowing me to close right up to them as well. Will I be able to have a look at them into this corner? I'm going to kind of go in the middle, but it looks like one of them's gone right to the inside, one of them's gone right to the outside, so we'll see if we can get a clean exit then. Squeeze it in between the middle of them, 3 abreast, and Ownage just managed to get ahead there, but he's going to go straight over and give Kiffler the slipstream. Partly take the inside line, but mainly I imagine to give Kiffler the slipstream, but I used all my curves, then got DRS wide open. Looks like Kiffer's going to have a look up. Ownage is inside then, we're 3 abreast. Once here, coming to break into this corner, breaking very late then. I think I managed to outbrake him, just going to turn in tentatively, keep it inside the track limits, and that is move done. And pretty sweet move there, must be said. If I do say so myself, and we were all pretty much even coming to the braking zone, but managed to outbrake both of them, and with a bit of a scary turn in, because it's so easy for one of them to lock a wheel, particularly as the inside to that corner is very bumpy on this track. It would have been so easy for one of them just to lock a wheel and just go straight into me, so I got away with that one though. So I'm happy with that, but I'm actually in the lead of the race now then, after taking my strategy, which I thought would compromise me, and I'm on lap 11, I'm actually in the lead, so regardless of strategy, I'm looking good. And then when you factor in my strategy, it looks even better. It's only just 8 tenths back from me now. I think he's lost a bit of time in the middle sector as well. 9 tenths in him and Kiffler, so I think their tyres must be starting to go off. And they might be due to pit this lap. My pit stop was, of course, locked my tyre there though, lost a lot of time. Just a little bit though, lost a couple of tenths, could have been worse. I know he does indeed pit, but Kiffler doesn't. So split strategies there straight away. And as I was just about to say, I'm due usually to pit on the end of lap 12, but I've skipped to the end of lap 13. So I'm still just stretching my pit stop at 1 point, the 1 lap, sorry. The extra lap that I managed to go on the options in the beginning is now the same. I've not stretched this stint by any. I've just delayed it by a lap because of course I started on the tyres a lap later. And good stop there once again, 3.1 seconds. And no one behind me to slow me down that time. Nice and clean, like I said, it does help with being an alternative strategy slightly, even 1 lap. And the strategy is so close, and looks like the car's come back past again. That's Kiffler, I think. That's Ownage. Oh no, it's not. That's not Kiffler. That's a Sauber. The Saubers tend to run a bit of an alternative strategy, tend to start on prime, so I expect he's not the same strategy as us. But Ownage there, just about managed to stay ahead of Kiffler, and I'm ahead of Firkin now as well. So it's looking good once again, isn't it? Despite having, I can tell you that Kiffler pitted, well, fairly obviously, on the lap that we missed. Ownage, of course, pitted before we skipped. Kiffler pitted on the lap we missed, and then I pitted, of course, the lap after. So Ownage is 2 laps shy of the tyre wear battle effectively, and I'm 1 lap shy, or sorry, Kiffler's 1 lap shy of me. So again, looking good for the strategy stakes here. I'm still 1 lap up on everyone, and 2 laps up on Kiffler, or 1 up on most people, I'd imagine. So it's looking good so far. At 14 and 30 then, we're just about coming up to halfway here. It's 1.4 seconds as Fake Ghost there kept battling with them, and looks like he's let Kiffler through there, so hopefully he'll do me the exact same courtesy after scoring and let me through. He looks pretty slow, so hopefully he'll slow down the inside now, but he's not doing it. He's not slowing down at all, so I'm going to have a look around his outside here. And let's go for it then. He will have worn tyres. I just squeeze on the first apex, run wide heavily on the exit there, but I'm not letting him back through because that will, technically it was a legal move anyway, but it's a bit of a grey area, isn't it? Extending the track after you've done the move, it's very much a grey area, but it's important to let him through because look at that, he's already lost a lot of time to me. He's a lot slower on his set of tyres then. So he let Kiffler through, but then decided to battle me, unfortunately, which cost me a bit of time, but I'm sure I'll live. Coming up to start finish line now, it's now a 1.7 second gap to Kiffler then, and 1.1 to Firkin, so none of us got DRS barring Kiffler on Ownage ahead, so once again, hopefully they battle and slow each other down so I can close up on them. But I feel like I've got the pace, so hopefully I won't need it, but I've got the pace and I've definitely got the tyre wear as well. But 26.4 for Kiffler for, I think I was, sorry, Gaston there, wasn't it? So good luck from him. And 27.0 from me rather. So he's pretty quick there. I wonder if he's on option tyres or something. Perhaps he's gone for a bit of an alternative strategy, but good luck from him there. 6 tenths up on what I did. Of course, I did get held up by Fake Ghost there, so let's see if I can manage to improve it this lap. And they are battling ahead by looks of it quite heavily, so that will be slowing each other down. And they're side by side coming to the next corner. Then looks like Kiffler's got the inside line, so hopefully he'll be able to overtake Ownage. I say hopefully because he's my rival. And Ownage has managed to get past him on the outside there. That's just a sweet move there. 1.9 seconds, actually lost time. It's a corner cut there, need to be careful. And 15 seconds up my previous, of course, my previous best was set on my old tyres. Of course it was, I knew that. So I should now be able to do at least my personal best, hopefully even a purple. And as I now try and close down on these guys ahead, as they're in each other's slipstreams, slowing each other down. Ownage has got 2 laps older tyres than mine, so only just over a second as well. So hopefully we'll manage to get DRS then. Let's push now, try and sneak DRS. See, they're gone straight to rich mixture. The detection point is just after this corner on the exit here. There it is. So I'm a little bit wide there. And here it is then, so I should get DRS. He's only just gone very deep there, though. He's gone right off the track, actually. I think he must have locked the tyre there, so I'm right alongside him now, and already passed him. We've got a poor exit there. And Well, there we go. That was easy, wasn't it? I'm ahead of my championship rivals, so that's good. Once again, despite the fact him being on 2 laps older tyres than mine, so it's looking good so far. And 6 tenths of a second between me and Kifler then, so I should get DRS as well. Jack First is 25.8. I've only done 26.5, so some lap from Jack First. He must be an option, surely. Or at least add DRS a lot and be on Rich or something. That's a big, big gap. So we'll see how we go on. But I've just fallen back from Kifler there ahead. And I don't quite think I'm going to get slipstream. I am getting a little bit actually. Not as much as I'd like. Only just behind me, but it'll be too far back to do anything. Braking very late right onto first gear. Can I get slowed down? I can indeed. Just a little bit wide in the exit there, but only just a little bit back, and Kifler's a little way ahead, so not a lot of chance of battling for now. But I just need to try and stick with Kifler, being as I'm on 1 lap fresher tyres than him. Hopefully his tyres will be very worn at the end of the stint. He'll have to make up the deficit at some point, because like I say, the last stint is very much a struggle stint in terms of tyre wear, because you have to do at least 9, well I'm going to have to do 9 laps on it. And my DRS has failed there, looking at it, bottom right there, just interrupt myself. DRS has got a wide X on it, which unfortunately means it's failed, which pretty much puts an end to this battle with Kifler. There's not much chance of overtaking on this track without DRS. It's possible, don't get me wrong, but not when the guy is so similar to your pace and he's got similar tyre wear to yours. So I just have to stick with it now till he pits, and hopefully that I can get my advantage in the last stint in this race. So I would have definitely got DRS. Look how close I am to him, only a few tenths back really, but unfortunately, as I said, DRS has failed. So hopefully Ownage doesn't get too close to me either, because he will be able to pretty much cruise past me since I haven't got DRS. And I won't be able to get him back, and looks like me and Kifler have actually pitted on the same lap. He managed to go 1 lap longer, and I've not really managed to get close to him. Look at this, I'm about a second back from him as well, and we might even get a gap as we come into the pits here. We do indeed, 1.3 seconds then, so wasn't even within a second coming into the pits there, and that kind of brain on DRS, that's just my pace. So awesome job from Kifler in terms of tyre wear there, so I already know now then that he is very good in terms of tyre wear, so I can't look at that towards the end of this race. 9 laps on these tyres. He did 9 laps on the previous set, so he shouldn't have too many issues doing 9 laps on this set. And coming on the first corner now then, so it's going to be a case of pushing hard and trying to battle Kifler, and I think the beginning of this stint is going to be not my only chance as such, but it's definitely going to be my best chance, because this has gone very wide there. That's definitely compromised him. A bit of oversteer on the exit for me there. And I'm going to go to Rich and use probably all my curves just to try and sneak inside the slipstream of him. And I don't get DRS, so I wasn't that close, but I think I've just about managed to sneak a little bit of slipstream, which is certainly going to help me in terms of straight line speed down this straight. And yeah, pretty sure I did manage to sneak a little bit of slipstream. And I just need to, as I said, push very hard on these tyres, as I've managed to close up quite considerably on Kifler. Push very hard on these tyres and see if I can get past him early on. As I said, I think this beginning of the stint is definitely best chance. Well, evidence to the fact of how close I am to him, as I just got on the grass there and pushes me wide, and just don't manage to avoid cutting the second corner despite making that mistake there and getting on the, well, it's actually tarmac, but for some reason the game gives you grass in your tyres on there. But yeah, so anyway. Hopefully I can get the move done early in this stint, because I know his tyre wear's good, probably even better than mine, to be honest with you, or at least similar to mine. It's not like Ownage where his tyre wear's worse than mine. I can always rely on that, and in those pace is good, particularly on worn tyres. Like I said, I couldn't close him down. I was pushing on that in lap as well, and I just couldn't close him down. So like I said, hopefully I can get him in the beginning phases of this stint. I do tend to be very quick on brand new tyres. Ownage is probably the only other guy that's quicker on newer tyres than me, to be honest with you. That's just out of experience there, but my tyre is also pretty good, so we'll see how it plays out there. Just managed to avoid cutting that corner there, and just 9 tenths behind Kifler then. I've used a bit of curves on this run up the hill then to try and sneak DRS. I should have managed to sneak it, got a little bit deep there, purely trying to get DRS. Don't only just prove my point there, as I managed to do a fastest lap of 25.2. We'll see if I can get anywhere near that, as I've used all my curves now again, just trying to sneak some slipstream. I'm going to open my DRS as well. I should just about be in slipstream come the end of the straight. Looks like I am indeed now in slipstream, so certainly helped that I am in the rev limiter. So I'm on -1 of fuel then, so that's not good news. Let's go to -1 of fuel, and I've now gone back to optimal, so I'm right on the edge there of so that means in theory then I'll just about, well now I'll just about blub to the line. The last couple of meters will be blubbing, and I've done a purple first sector there though with DRS assistance of course, but I've had to go to lean in this middle sector to try and conserve some fuel so that I can go rich down that long back straight and hopefully get Kifler a little bit wide there. Just 7 tenths between me and him now then, so but like I said, really push it now just to try and get close enough to him to challenge him at least down the straights. And once again wide there, just catching his slipstream makes such a big difference. Is that dirty air rather, and staying in fourth there, hitting the rev limiter all the way through that corner, but just trying to manage the track limits there and trying not to run wide, limiting my speed with using the engine rev limiter. But coming to final corner, I tend to brake later than everyone else into this corner. That was too deep for a start, but generally speaking I tend to brake later than everyone else in there, so that could be an opportunity if I manage to get close enough, but I'll be surprised unless his tyres really do go off. So I've done a fast start of the race there, 25.1, 7 tenths back from Roney now then. Had DRS down that straight, and I'm nice close to him now. Look at this, this could be my opportunity then, down this long back straight, but he's managed to pull out for me a little bit there. He's having a sweet corner. Looks like I'm right. Look, I'm a lot close to... Shall I start again? I'm a lot closer to him this lap than I was last lap then. So straight away on the curves then. And I'm going on standard fuel for now though. And obviously I'm too far back. And I'm even going to go to Rich. No, I'm not. I'm just going to stay on standard fuel the whole way down straight. But look at this, closing right down on him. Then have a look around the outside then. Braking very late. He's braked very early. They're going to try and go around his outside. But no, he's ahead of me. But going to try and get on the throttle very early, which I managed to do beautifully. And on Rich Mixture, looks like I'm already ahead. I am indeed. Move done then. Wow. That was a bit of a surprise, wasn't it there? And didn't even use Rich down the main straight to get close to him. And didn't have any curves for the second straight. And still managed to get the move done. So he must have braked very conservatively there around the inside. And almost like he let me through, wasn't it there? It was amazing there. Just braked so late on the outside. And similar sort of situation to when it was 3 abreast, wasn't it, with me, Ownage and Kifler. And I seem to be late as the late breakers. That is a trait of mine as well. To be very late at braking then. As it's already 5 tenths between me and Kifler then. So I've got a bit of a gap. And let's have a look behind. Yep, but a similar gap to what he had to me. So hopefully I'll be able to defend now. To the end of the race. There's only 6 laps left to go then. So hopefully I'll be able to do it. And he is a little way back. So I'm not going to get anywhere near me. And that gap obviously isn't right there. 3.7 seconds. But looks like we've skipped ahead to lap 27. Then will now be 28. We will now be unedited to the end. And Kifler's very, very close indeed. I'm not going to... Well, I sort of stuck to the inside a little bit there to defend marginally. A couple of stabs at the turn there to make sure I don't cut the corner. Went running a little bit wide the exit there, but Kifler's right close behind me. He's going to look like I'm inside, so I'm going to stick to the middle there. Get it so down. Oh, I've not been inside tire. That's going to push me very, very wide. Managed to stay on the track. Need a sweet exit, which I've got a reasonably good one. But that's effectively gifted, well, as gifted Kifler position, but I'm not giving up on yet. He has got DRS, but I've got slipstream all the way down the straight, which is definitely going to help. I'm not using any cars. I'm going to stay up for the next straight. Tactical, similar to what I did beginning of the race. Hopefully I can get nice and close to him, which I can. I wouldn't be able to get much closer than that even with curves. Getting all so down, but no, I've ran just a little bit deep, and that just compromised me just enough. And no amount of curves is going to get past him now. So didn't quite work there. If I just managed to absolutely nail that last corner, I probably would have just been able to at least be alongside him coming into this corner. But unfortunately, that was not the case, was it? So that's ran a little bit wide there. So I'm on lean now in the middle sector as well, still having to manage my fuel. And we've got only a few laps left to go, 2 laps left to go. In fact, after this, run very wide there, right off the track. Appalling racing, frankly. So that's a ridiculous extent. If I did that every lap, I'd, you know, I'd fully agree with people if they said I was abusing track limits. But for now then, still battling with Kifler a little bit over the exit there. I think he might have better tyre wear than me, you know, because he seems to have been able to put out a bigger gap than I managed to put out on him when I overtook him. And lean isn't helping for sure, but hopefully he will have a few fuel issues towards the end as well. As I've got DRS and slipstream down the straight, but I need it on the next straight. This straight isn't really where I need it. And the only reason I really overtook Kifler last time was because he was overly conservative. He didn't need to go to the inside. I was too far back, and he braked very, very early to avoid locking up. So if he's a bit more smart with his defence this time, I wouldn't be able to get anywhere near him, to be honest with you. And using all of my curves, looks like just trying to get in his slipstream, but there's no way that's going to happen. I'm way too far back from him. And looks like this is pretty much race over in all honesty. And as I always say, never give up, but he is a little way ahead already. And I wouldn't surprise me if I don't even get DRS next lap, to be honest with you, because he is a little way ahead. And I'm going to have to go to lean as well to make sure I could run Rich down the back straight for the final time, and hopefully that'll be pretty much my best opportunity. But I now need to push and close up to him then. 1.1, so I'm outside DRS zone as well, and you see there, just absolutely taking it to the limits. Not cutting or extended there actually, but taking it right up to the limits. Once again, that tiny cut there, and a little bit of an extend there as well, just really pushing now. And cut the corner by a small margin as well. It's a small margin, so it's not huge. And another small cut there. Another bit of an extend there. So not the cleanest as laps, but that's because, like I said, I'm pushing. And I'm not thinking, right, okay, I'll start abusing the track limits. So my DRS has failed there once again, twice in a race. That's very unlucky, and that pretty much gives the win to Kifler, really, doesn't it? But go back to what I was saying. Yes, I didn't consciously think, right, I'll extend then to close the gap, but I just decided to, right, I've got to push. I can't leave as much on the table now. I need to close this gap down. So let's push and take it a lot closer to the margins. And when you're that close to the margins, it's inevitable. You're sometimes going to skip over them a little bit, which is exactly what I've done there. And I've gone too deep there, just trying to get DRS. But I think I was a frozen mentality there, because I did realise at this point that I hadn't got DRS. So there we go. I'm going to save half my curves just in case Kifler makes any sort of mistake. But yeah, he's already miles ahead. I'm on Rich just to, again, close the gap as much as I can, really. But yeah, broken DRS. That's it now. No more DRS zones, except for a little burst of it towards the line, which I doubt very much I'll be able to get him there. So Kifler's got this win now pretty much in the bag. And I'm going to standard, and I've gone to -1, so I expect we'll go to lean at some point. And I'm staying on standard for now, just about to avoid cutting there. Staying on standard for now, that's because I want to try and, if I can, just get as close as I possibly can to Kifler. Like I said, just pressure him. You could make a mistake just like I did. It's so easy to make a little mistake in the final corner, for example. You could very easily just lock his tyre there and go wide just like Ownage did. So easy to do, but I'm not even far enough to pressure him for that, to be honest with you. 7/10. It's not a mile by any stretch, but it's just not close enough, is it, to pressure him. And my DRS has actually come back. So usually the last about 3 or 4 laps before the DRS comes back, but for some reason, whether it's because it's the final lap, it only lasted about 1 lap. Not even that. I think it's about half a lap, to be honest. So let's give or take a few victory swerves there. Well deserved win, definitely. Good job by him there. He made one effectively mistake by letting me through, and I made one mistake by letting him back through, and that was pretty much race over then. So just 0.8 of a second between us then come the end. That was his first win of the season as well, must be said. He did have a win last season, but his first win of this season at least, so good job by him there as Gaston finished third. I think he's about 8 seconds back or so. And Ownage there, right down in 8th position then, so just 4 points he will score. And I can tell you, actually, Dark Lord does get disqualified, I'll tell you why in a minute. Yeah, Ownage only scored, well, he's 7th then, because Dark Lord got disqualified. And yeah, that is a bit of a shock. But Dark Lord is a reserve, so that's why he's not on this list. But he got disqualified from the race because he was taking a ridiculous pit entry. He literally, in the final corner, obviously, you effectively go straight on to go into the pits, but he was getting halfway around the final corner and then just turning across the track to get into the pit lane, which, you know, probably gave him a good few seconds per pit stop. So, yeah, it's completely against league rules, that. So, he was completely disqualified from this race. We thought penalise him harshly because it was a, ridiculous cut. Even if you hadn't read the rules, you must know that's not what you do in a league race. It's just ridiculous. Not when everyone else is taking the pit entry. But anyway, enough on Dark Lord. So, yes, that moves Ownage up in positions, but only P7 then. I think that's 6 points. And that means there's now a 44-point gap between us. And guess what? One of my favourite circuits is next, Abu Dhabi. And if I manage to win that race, no matter what Ownage does, if I manage to win it, that will give me 7 points. And that will give me my 2nd championship then for AOR, which will be beautiful. I'll be a double champion. So really would like to make that happen, particularly in Abu Dhabi. I think I won it last year in Abu Dhabi as well. And that is a track that I particularly enjoy. So hopefully I can take the win. And hopefully I can also take my double champion title. And I thank you for watching. Bye-bye.